The Alberta NDP told us not to worry. They told us we wouldn't see the trickle-down effects of their carbon tax that would make everything more expensive. But now we know that couldn't be further from the truth, because we've seen several businesses come out and tell us that they'd be raising their prices because they can't soak up the added costs. Any business from trucking companies to daycares have announced added costs to Albertans, and now that's extending to rent and condo fees for some. Omega Properties, based in Calgary, are now charging their tenants $17 a month on top of rent to make up for the costs of the carbon tax that was brought in by the Alberta NDP government on January 1st. The charges will be applied to all new leases on one of their 250-unit properties and will be added to all renewed leases once they're up. Omega Properties says that they aren't entitled to a rebate like tenants are, and that the cost won't break the bank for residents since the average rebate for a single person is $200. If you're following up with the math, that means that some tenants will be paying their entire rebate toward the fees that landlords say are going into a green fund in order to make the building more energy efficient. So now we know that for some Albertans, a rebate will barely cover the increased costs for gassing up a vehicle, let alone the extra fees for natural gas and the new costs that many businesses have confirmed that they'll be implementing due to the tax. These added expenses are a reality, and we certainly can't expect businesses to take on the added costs for everyone. And this is just one residential property in the city increasing costs, which will likely affect condo owners the most because management companies can raise prices whenever they want. Another management service, First Residential, has also raised condo fees due to increases in costs for electricity, water and sewer fees, and landscaping. And although those services aren't directly tied to the carbon tax, there's no doubt that some companies are going to raise costs to make an extra buck. And can you blame them? Business is business, and it's the NDP that are to blame for even giving them an excuse to charge their customers more. The Alberta government insisted that there wouldn't be a trickle-down effect from their carbon tax, but we are seeing all of the added expenses that are being passed on to consumers crop up, and this is only the third week of January. At this point, I think it's more realistic to expect more of a downpour when it comes to added costs in the coming days and weeks than anything. For the Rebel.media, I'm Holly Nicholas. Thanks so much for watching. Have you subscribed to the Rebel's emails yet? Click the link to the side if you haven't signed up so that you don't miss any of our updates.